Hi, this is Mel from RYO Premium, and today I'd like to demonstrate the cigar roller. I'm just going to go through it really quick the way I normally would roll cigars. Not too much explanation. I use Dominican Seco. I use the accordion method, trying to get nice air channels all the way down, and I'm mixing in a little aged Viso, and then I'm going to put another Dominican and using one hand to fold it in, kind of fold it right there, and I'm using a little bit of Pennsylvania PA 41, and I'm using a little bit of Seco Banda. Again, I'm just folding it in. I've got the roller set, the ring gauge set. I just rolled a few, so I know it's set about right. So I kind of feel about how big of a cigar I want, and I add just a little bit more up at the front tip, a little more at the back, make it straight. Today I'm using a Pennsylvania binder. Here's a little bit of a channel in front. I think I'll need just a little bit more. I think it's feeling just a little low. I'd like a little bit of a firmer draw. I take the bunch, place it right into the trough, and start moving the lever up. As it gets right to about there, it starts to pack, and I can kind of feel how tight it is. There, she's starting to roll. You can actually do one hand. I usually kind of feel how tight it is. Get to about this point, a little cigar glue. I usually put a little more than is necessary. Just adjust the pack. And I leave it about in that position and start the next cigar. The reason I do that is that it acts as a cigar form, as a cigar mold. That way you don't have to buy a separate mold. It'll keep the shape of the cigar by itself. I alternate Dominican Seco with the other leaves. Again, just fold them. And one hand keeps the cigar bunch tight. The other hand feeds the cigar leaves. See how I'm folding them? There's a pretty big one, so I'll fold that one in, accordion that one in. Now, I roll the handle down a little bit more. That takes that seam and puts it up here, and it makes it a little bit rounder. I'm just about ready to put my next bunch in. Yeah, I think that's about right. Now we're going to drop this one out. Let's drop it right down into the tray. Go back, get ready for the next cigar. There's the one that dropped out. Sometimes I'll cut one end, test the draw, just about right. You can see it's been a very consistency, very good roll. I'll roll one more. Keep the veins up. Oops, got two. Lay it over the top of the trough. Lay the next cigar right down in here. Make sure it's all tucked in there good. And then put both hands on one hand on either side and begin the roll. Keep it straight out here. A little cigar glue. Oops, I should have flattened out a little bit. I didn't bother to cut these. I should have cut them. And your hands can actually adjust the pack as you go. I'll leave that set there for a minute. And then I use a piece of newspaper as a cigar mold. I use a 70 ring gauge cutter. Cut it square. We're going to light it. And then roll it in newspaper. That acts as a cigar mold. And you use a little post-it tab to hold them. There you go. Put this away in a bag. I use paper bag. Put a paper bag, keep them in a paper bag for about a week before you put them in the humidor. And then when they come out, they're formed very nice and tight. And then you can trim them and put a wrapper leaf on if you want. Thanks for listening. That's Mel for RYO Premium. These things really go fast. A lot faster than hand rolling, much more consistent. You can test your draw on each one. Thank you for listening.